Hey guys, Osked here, and welcome back to another video. So today, we're going to be accessorizing this beautiful new rifle. So, in my previous video, I was unboxing this and giving my first impressions, but now it's time to actually kit it out and make it field game ready. So let's get started. So first thing, let's take off these iron sights. So it looks like these are the slide off variants. So we're just going to take off both and we can slide them off. There comes out the screw. And then we can just slide it off just like that. And this guy is a little bit more tricky. But there we go, comes right off. Of course, we're going to install a little bit better sight. So this is my old sight that I have. It's not the most incredible sight. It's like a cheap sight that is in fact broken, but I still see through it just fine. So no need to replace it. It has a little riser on it because I'm going to have my scope cam up front. So it's going to block it a little bit. So I bought this little riser from Monstrum just to raise it up just a tad. Let's put it on. With sights, you always want to put it over the receiver right there, right in the middle. Right there should be perfect. We can always adjust this later. This is easy. Perfect. There we go. Looking much better already. Yeah, I just tested it. That feels good. So we can put that back on to not ruin it even more. All right, so let's put this to the side. Now I actually have something for the magazines. Guys, AliExpress is amazing, okay? These are amazing, okay? Everything that I'm gonna show you right now is from AliExpress. I bought these in a pack of, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It was like a few dollars, maybe like under 10 bucks, maybe like $5, something like that. Anyway, so we're gonna take our magazines. We don't need these anymore. Get out of here. Thank you so much. And we're just gonna shove them onto here. Just like this. They're a little bit tricky to get on at first, but it's not too bad. It's helpful if you use like your stomach and press it up against. Oh, and there we go, just like that. And now that bad boy is never coming off. And look at that, immediately more tactical. See that? So we can put it into the rifle, and that's how it's gonna look like. Looks epic. Look at that ambient release. Love to see that. All right, I'll put the rest on later. All right, next we can install some basic stuff. I can install this just a protector for my scope. We can just shove it right there. That would be good. Boom, just like that. Now it's time for the foregrip. The thing is, I'm not sure which one to use. This one was the old one that I used. I quite liked it to put on the front there. But now this one came with the gun. Just an M-Lock regular plastic foregrip. I'm gonna put it somewhere here. And honestly, I think I'm gonna try this one because I haven't used something like this and I think it's gonna look really nice. And guys, I have a whole video dedicated on how to put on M-Lock accessories. So be sure to check out that video because it's very helpful, especially for beginners. And also has a couple tips and tricks in there. Link in description and in the top card right now. What's nice about this foregrip is it actually comes with a long Allen key. Obviously, because you need to somehow install it, right? Let's quickly install this bad boy. All right, let me try installing it right here. All right, there we go. Just installed it right there. Actually, I just realized I might have installed in the wrong place. Hold on. I in fact did. I think I want to put it one more notch back so that it goes back to about here. Perfect. That's exactly where I wanted it. Now I can nicely hold the gun and have a nice C-clamp grip on it. That's going to be amazing. I love that. Now we're going to install some pressure switches. This is going to be for my run cam, scope cam. Don't worry about the tape. It's fine. I'm just going to put it right around there. All right, so now I have it installed here. And as you can see, I kind of changed up a little bit of how I did it. So I put it on this diagonal here because unfortunately, you see the M-Lock doesn't go all the way to the end because there's the QD sling point mount. So I put it right here. So when I'm gripping the gun here, you can see it's just right there. So I can just move my thumb to be able to really quickly save a video on my scope cam. So that's cool. I'm going to run this cable a little bit later once I actually get my scope cam installed on here, and then I can see where the cable should run. But it's going to go kind of somewhere behind to be able to feed back into the scope cam, which is going to be right around there. So anyway, let's do the next part. this point right here, the sling point. So first thing, I have this, which is going to replace this sling mount right in the back here. So I don't know if it's actually gonna work, but you see that? So it has this, it has the QD sling mounts, has the hole right there. Comes with one actually, which is quite nice. This is gonna be a really big upgrade for me because again, I don't use these kind of a slings with the hooks. I use the QD sling points, like are right here and here, and there's one on the stock as well. So I had to make kind of a concoction here of bits. Let me show you. Guys, look at this monstrosity. See, it's 3 bits put together. 1, 2, 3. To be able to fit down into this buffer tube where there's a Phillips head screw, which you have to undo in order to take off this buffer tube, in order to take off this sling mount. I do not advise using a drill. The only reason why I'm using it is because that's, for me, the most convenient way of using this contraption right here. Oh, I feel it.
Approximately 10 hours later.
Okay, we got a grip on the screw right now. There we go, and it just came right out. And I just have to make sure that little bolt this part right here has to fall out in order for you to take off the buffer tube, which then you can take off this. And it's going to be replaced with this. See that? They look pretty much identical. Again, this I got from AliExpress. Links will be in the description for everything shown in this video as well. So be sure to take a look at that. Let's put it on. Let's see if it fits. Oh. It's really close to the camera here, but guess what? It fits. Look at that. There we go. Perfect. And now we just have to reverse the process. Put the buffer tube back on. This is not a tutorial on how to do this. We'll screw this back on later, so let's just put this screw back in. So again, buffer tube goes on, then this screw needs to go in. Put the screw through it first, then just gently feed it through the buffer tube. This is a tricky process, guys. Not easy. It's gonna be hard for me to see. Again, that's not a tutorial. Go look at the tutorial if you want to see how to do that properly. So you just gotta drop it in. And look at my messy desk. And then what I do, I just kind of push it through with the actual thing, and then I can start to screw it in. All right, so now that we got it screwed in, now how do we deal with this guy right here? So this guy's a little more tricky because like putting a wrench to it is not very possible. So you can hand tighten it, which is not bad. It's gonna be sturdy enough, but I actually got a tool from Novrich before, and when I was using their guns. You see this looks like a tool like that. So you just put it in, and you gotta twist, but you see, that's the thing. Now this is a little bit in the way. There we go. We just screw it on, and that buffer tube ain't going nowhere. That's perfect. And easily just put this back on. There we go. And we got this installed. So let me show you my sling. Here we go. So this is my sling that I use every single time. So you see that? 2 QD points. Adjustable. This is the one that Novrich sells, except obviously they don't make it, so they just sell it, but they don't actually make it themselves. So you can find exactly the same one on AliExpress, which I bought for like 10 bucks or whatever, so definitely get that. Now we're just gonna perfectly slot inside right there, and it's perfect. And I usually put the second one right here because they're kind of close to each other, so it's not too far or anything. And I think the stock is not the most reliable place to put it. So right here and right here are my 2 favorite points, and there we go. This costs $7, guys. So this is like the best cheap upgrade you can do for your gun. Seriously, if it doesn't have QD, get QD. Way better than those hook sling points. All right, guys, I think it's time to go a little bit faster. So you see this ugly cable right here? Let's fix that. And boom, there we go. Look at that, guys. So that is how you cable manage right there. So let me walk you through it real fast. So first thing, I flip this around, put it back so the cable is running backwards toward me, and also put the other side of the bracket in here. See how now the cable goes around to the other side, goes all the way around, goes through the front actually, inside the handguard, then comes out right here into this little block that I have, which holds the cable inside, and then comes up and go straight to the scope cam there. So now I'm gonna play like this, and then when I never need it, I just click and boom, I've got a clip. Also, I bought some M-LOK covers. Can you guess where I bought them from? That's right, AliExpress. Again, for like $7 or something for a pack of them like this. So now let's put them on the gun. So guys, I have a problem. I think these might be defective. I already put them back to put them away because they don't fit on here. I put them on and they just pop right off. I click them in and they just fly right out. So I don't know what's going on. I guess I'll buy a different set. That's what happens when you buy from AliExpress. You know, you never know what's going to happen. So I'm just going to buy a different set. So if you see in the future that I have the M-LOK covers, that's why, because these are defective. So that's fantastic. I also decided to not include my flashlight onto here, my super real Surefire flashlight from definitely not AliExpress. So I decided not to include it because of just honestly I never used it, and it's just extra weight and bulk on my rifle. Although it looks sick, it's not worth it honestly for the extra weight. I decided to just leave it out for now, but I might put it on later, but I doubt it because again I never use it. So that's going to be all for today. Be sure to subscribe, be sure to leave a like because there's going to be more coming soon. All right guys, peace out.